I just remember that when I used to go to Rotary, Sunrise Rotary, you used to always have comments about my hair.
First of all, used to go.
You don't talk about my hair anymore. That's the only part.
Well, your hair is magnificent. I mean, and it's, well, it's on a scale because... I just remember giving you a hard time one morning, sitting behind you saying, "Oh, your hair looks really good when you've washed it." And you go, "I didn't wash it." This is the B-roll.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Talk4Ten. This is our Community Leaders Edition, and we are out here talking to Brig Serman. Now, you might not know a lot about Brig's background, because I really don't. I just know that he's got a rock band, he's got some really cool hair, and he's got a hot wife. So today we just want to find out what makes him kick and all the good things that he's doing for Arlington. So Brig, where did you come from? How did you end up here? I know you're a Clemson fan.
I am a Clemson graduate,
okay.
As a matter of fact, yes. So my wife and I are both proud graduates of Clemson University. We actually met in an engineering class of all things.
Okay.
And one thing led to another, and here we are 35 years later.
Wow. So you do a lot of talking about your software. You give a lot of your software. You donate it, help people with nonprofits and boards that you're involved in. So what are some of the boards that you're involved in Arlington? So I'm currently on 3 different nonprofit boards. So I am an ad hoc or at large, I forget what the term is, but I'm with Leadership Arlington. So I've been on that board for 4 years now, 3 or 4 years, and of course that's a great organization that's focused on helping develop leaders, and really help people build their network across a broader swath of the city, right? So that's a great one, and that's an example where we've donated our marketing services. So we manage their website, we do all that sort of development work. I'm also a member of the board of directors for the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce. I joined that board, I guess it was last summer, last fall. So I'm in my first year with that. But then where I spend probably the most amount of time is with Dental Health Arlington. So I've been on that board for several years. I'm actually the incoming president-elect. Oh, wow.
Serving with Keisha Mays, who's our board president. And that's an organization that I am just really, I'm proud to be affiliated with all of them, but that one in particular, they do so much good for so many people, and kids especially, with the Smiles program, where they're driving dental education and preventative care into the Title I schools across Arlington, and they're seeing thousands of children. And in many cases, these are kids that have never had a toothbrush. Wow. So when they have that visit, that's the first inkling of dental care that they're ever getting. So
you do all that in the community, but on the side, you have your band. So tell us a little bit about how long you've been involved in music.
I actually, I don't want to count the numbers because I'm old and it reminds me of that. But no, I started playing guitar when I was 13 years old.
Wow.
And I've been in a variety of musical endeavors over my life. But the current one is a band called Deep Cover, and might be a clue that we do all original music. No, we don't. We do somebody's original music, but it's not original for us. But it's one of those sort of hobbies where you say, hey, some guys play golf, right? And the 4 of us, we play music, and we have a great time doing that, and play at different bars and clubs in the area.
So if you had your choice of playing in the rock band all day or doing IT work, what would you choose?
No, I enjoy all of it. I mean, the professional stuff. So running a marketing agency, I mean, the focus there is really helping. We help businesses of all sizes. We've got clients of just about every size, but where I really enjoy working is with the small businesses, where we can make a really tangible difference in helping their business grow.
Yeah.
Now, there's a bunch of different things that we do, and I won't bore you with what those things are. We don't need to get into the weeds on that, but suffice it to say, we help companies promote what they do so that when people are looking for whatever their products or services, that they're found and can find ways to easily connect with them and easily engage. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's actually a lot of fun. years ago when I started, I didn't really think of it as, hey, I'm going to be a job creator. You know, I created my own job, right? So yeah, by definition, I've created jobs, but my aspiration wasn't to, you know, have thousands of employees or anything like that. But I've had several of our customers have told me, says, you know, we've had such great success with the outcomes of this work that we've actually had to increase our staff to handle the increased workload. So indirectly, it's been a job creator. So that's been fun. I mean, it's kind of, you know, I spent most of my adult life working for a Fortune 3 company. Yeah. Right. And, you know, you don't see all the sausage making that goes on, you know, behind the scenes. I mean, I saw a lot of it. I created some of it, frankly. But then when you're creating your own thing and you see all of the moving parts end to end, it can be very, very gratifying. So
with you being in Leadership Arlington and you with the Greater Chamber and developing marketing, if you had to give 3 things to a small business on what you think the most impactful thing would be getting involved with the city, or what would you say is the most important thing when you move into a new city?
Oh, in terms of like a new small business?
Yeah, just like outreach. What would you give some advice for that?
The big conceptual advice that I would give is, and I've told this story to people in the past, but be in the room.
Okay.
Right. Get involved. Be present. Go get it. You know, go get into things where you don't know people, where you're going to meet people. Right. But just being in the room and being engaged. That's probably the biggest overarching advice. But the tactical stuff, join the Chamber of Commerce. Right? If you're in Arlington, join the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce. It's one of the best chambers we have in North Texas. If you're in, you know, Fort Worth, you might look at the Northeast Tarrant County Chamber. I mean, it all depends on where you are and where your business is. But getting involved in a chamber that's active, right, that has a decent volume of businesses, right? So there's people that you can meet and engage with, but it's showing up. It's being engaged, it's showing up to the events and just being visible, you know, increasing that visibility.
And what do you say to the people that are naysayers that say, oh, I got a membership to the chamber? I mean, what do you get for that? What do you say to that?
Have you ever seen people that join a health club for a New Year's resolution?
Yeah. Right?
And then what I see recently, it's like January 10th or January 13th is like quitter day. I saw that recently, right? Mm-hmm. The chamber or any of these activities is very similar to that. You know, you can join, good for you, great. Well, if you don't go, if you're not using the weights and the cardio equipment and all that sort of stuff in the gym, nothing's going to change.
Right.
So just by virtue of the fact that you signed up and you paid your membership dues, well, that's step one. Right. But you've got to get engaged if you're going to get anything out of it.
And it goes back to your saying, get in the room.
Get in the room.
Yeah. Because they have so many different ribbon cuttings to different networking groups for veterans, different things. Leadership Arlington, you talked on that you're on the board. How would one get involved in Leadership Arlington? Is there like a process where you apply and they hire you, or what is the process?
Hire is not the right word, but yes, there is a process where you go to the website, leadershiparlingtontx.org. Say it real fast, leadershiparlingtontx.org. We'll have that as a subtitle, right? Yeah, so hey, we're getting the thumbs up from the smart guy back there. But you go to the website, and there is a period of the year where applications are open, right? So you have to fill out an application, and there's a window, right? Because they have to say, okay, here's our class, right? And then they have to plan for here's how many people, making sure we have instructors, that sort of thing. But the board reviews those applications and then just decides, is this somebody that can benefit from this, and is it somebody that can contribute?
So if someone wanted to check out your band, how would they find out about Deep Cover?
How do they find out? So deepcover-band.com is our website. We are currently playing at a little place called Binion's Ice House at Division and West Street. So we're there once a month through May. Okay. And I don't know when this is going to be on the air, but February 21st is the next time that we're there. Okay. So we're playing at 8:00, and
and we've seen you out at Pearls.
Yeah.
So, okay. And so you guys do anything from what? Do you do like weddings? I mean, where do you draw the line?
We draw the line. Actually, weddings is something that we haven't done.
Really?
We've not been asked to. Right?
Okay.
I mean, I know, this lovely young couple that recently got married didn't ask us to play. Whatever.
Okay. And then you have the marketing company. So again, if anybody needed help with growing their business, starting their marketing plan, do you give also with some kind of consulting for a business plan,
Absolutely.
a model?
Absolutely. So, and I have to be careful making this offer because there's only so many hours in the day, but I do a lot of kind of one-on-one consulting with businesses, right? And there's a lot of people that we talk to that are kind of in the early stages of starting or growing their business. And frankly, they don't have the money to make the kind of investments they would need to hire us and to do the stuff that we would do. But oftentimes I sit down with them and say, well, let's kind of do an end-to-end review of what you are doing, what you could do on your own, or what are those things that you could do at no cost. And I don't charge people for that. I mean, that's just helping people, having a conversation and helping them map out a game plan. Now, most of those people end up being clients, right? So not to, sound completely altruistic. I mean, that there is an end game for that,
right.
but that is something that we could do. But you can see the scope and breadth of the services that we offer by going to our website, which is aim-tex.com, aim-tex.com.
And so you're going to be the president of Dental Health. Do they have any events coming up with them? Or a big balls?
Absolutely. July 26th is our Love That Smile event. That is the big fundraiser for the year, and it supports the SMILES program. So SMILES stands for Sealing Molars Improves the Lives of Every Student.
Oh, wow.
And I did that without a teleprompter.
You did. And we don't even know if that's really what it stands for.
It does now.
It's starting right now.
But July 26th, that'll be at the Ruthie Jackson Center in Grapevine. But that's our big fundraiser. So we have entertainment, we have casino games, a lovely dinner, and silent auction. So it's a great opportunity to help support a very important cause.
Well, I've really enjoyed it today. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about Brig. I know that I certainly did. So join us for another episode of Talk4Ten and have a great day.